Hi everyone, my name is Pavitra V, Department of Chemistry. Today we are going to discuss a topic called chromatography. First we will see the definition. Chromatography is from Greek word chroma means color, graphene means to write. It is collectively a laboratory technique which separates the mixture. So it is a separating technique. The mixture is dissolved in fluid called mobile phase which carries it through a structure holding another material called the stationary phase. So we have two types of phases, mobile phase and stationary phase. Mobile phase is in motion whereas stationary phase is not in motion. The various constituents of the mixture travel at different speeds causing them to separate. The separation is based on differential partitioning between the mobile phase and stationary phase. Next we will move to the types of chromatography. Here we have the following types of chromatography. First one, paper chromatography. Here we are considering a filter paper or a chromatographic paper. On that we are plotting a spot of mixture and we are run down the solvent which we dip the chromatographic plate. Next, TLC or thin layer chromatography. Here we are taking a glass plate on which silica gel is applied a uniform surface. On that we are plotting a spot of mixture and we are dipped that into a solvent. Next is gel chromatography. We are conducting the chromatographic technique stationary phase as a gel. Next, column chromatography. The column looks like 50 ml burette, but there is no graduations or the measurements. In the burette we have graduations, but in column we don't have graduations. Inside the burette column we fill the stationary phase and from the top of the column we add mobile phase. Next one is ion exchange chromatography. This chromatography is suitable for ions and polar molecules. The technique is based on affinity of ions towards the ion exchanger. Okay. Next, gel filtration chromatography. It is suitable for proteins and water soluble molecules. Next one is gas liquid chromatography or GLC. It is in which stationary phase in liquid phase or liquid state, mobile phase is in gaseous state. So next one is affinity chromatography. Here biomolecules from mixture based on highly specific macromolecular binding interaction. This is the principle of affinity chromatography. Next we will move to the paper chromatography. See the images. In the step 1 we are taking a chromatographic plate. On that we are plotting a sample spot, purple color sample spot, and we are dipping in a solvent, a little amount of solvent in which the paper plate is dipped and taken in a beaker. Here we are taken in a beaker, but generally we take this apparatus inside a closed jar. Okay. As the solvent moves from bottom to top due to a capillary action, this is the principle, capillary action against the gravitational force. Okay. Here the two components A and B present in sample spot is separating slightly. In the step 3 it is separated completely so that you can differentiate. Okay, component A and component B. Next we will see the definition. Paper chromatography is a technique that involves placing a small dot or line of a sample solution onto a strip of chromatographic paper. The paper is placed in a jar containing a shallow layer of solvent and sealed. As the solvent rises through the paper, it meets the sample mixture which starts to travel up the paper with the solvent. Okay. Next, see this image which is important. We have taken a spot here which we are calling a origin line, and after passing a solvent the spot moves to a distance of 2.5 centimeter. This numbering is for your convenience to understand. See, the solvent moves to 5 centimeter distance. This is the distance traveled by a solvent, and this is the distance sample traveled. Okay, 2.5. This is the new position of the sample, and this is the original position of the sample. Here, the main important factor is retention factor. We are calculating retention factor to identification of unknowns. We have a standard value of RF value of a mixture. So after carrying out the process, we can compare the RF values and determine what will be a component A and component B. Okay. RF is equal to distance traveled by the substance divided by distance traveled by the solvent front, or RF value, retention factor value, is defined as the ratio of distance traveled by the substance to distance traveled by the solvent front. Okay, this is very much important. Next, we will move to the next point, two-dimensional chromatography. That is, sometimes it is rather difficult to separate a complex mixture of substance by a single run with one solvent system. In such a case, a second run is carried out by a different solvent system in a direction perpendicular to the first run. This is referred to as two-dimensional chromatography, or this can also be explained as ascending chromatography or descending paper chromatography. Okay, what we will see next, see ascending and descending paper chromatography. Ascending chromatography is a method in which solvent pool is at the bottom of the vessel and the paper is supported. It rises up the paper by capillary action against the gravitational force. This is an ascending chromatography. Whereas in descending chromatography, the solvent is taken at the top of the chamber and allowed to flow down the paper. The liquid moves down by capillary action as well as by the gravitational force. In ascending chromatography, the movement of solvent is against the gravitational force. But in descending chromatography, the movement of solvent is along the gravitational force. Okay. If we carried out ascending chromatography and descending chromatography simultaneously, then it is a two-dimensional chromatography. Then we will move to the paper chromatography, circular or radial development. Okay. It is also called circular paper chromatography. Here, consider first image. We are spotting a mixture at the center, and a wick is carried out, or wick is produced and dipped in a solvent. See the second image. This is the wick dipped in a solvent. The solvent is taken in a petri dish. Okay. In order to cover that petri dish, we have taken a big petri dish in size. Okay. This is the top view of the apparatus. See, a circular filter paper is taken. At the center, original spot of mixture and a wick. Wick is nothing but it is dipped in the solvent. Due to the capillary action, the solvents move through the wick and spreads around the filter paper in a circular manner. Okay. This is the wick of paper cut to dip in a solvent. This is circular filter paper, petri dish, solvent. Okay, we are taking two petri dishes, one to carry out the solvent and another one to close that small petri dish. Okay, see, spot is kept at the center of the circular paper. The solvent flows through a wick at the center and spreads in all directions uniformly. Okay, this is circular or radial paper chromatography. Then the significance of paper chromatography. It is, we are carrying out this paper chromatography because it is easier, simple, rapid and highly efficient method of separation. Within 1 hour, we can carry out the complete procedure of the paper chromatography. In some cases, it is exceptional, and Paper chromatography is a qualitative separation. It is not a quantitative separation. It is just a qualitative separation. And see the second point, can be applied even in microorganism quantities of the sample. Can also be used for separation of a wide variety of materials like amino acids, which are the building blocks of proteins, oligosaccharides, glycosides, purines and pyrimidines, which are the components of DNA. Steroids are the hormones, vitamins and alkaloids like penicillin, tetracycline and streptomycin, etc. This is the significance of paper chromatography.